Hello and welcome to this very exciting video where today we're going to be having a look and doing the first start of this HPI BAJA clone. It's a 1/5 scale petrol made by a company called Rovan that I got from banggood.com, and I will pop a link in the description down below of this product. So it is a 1/5 scale petrol RC car. The last one of these I had was the Yamaha Buggy back in 2012, so 8 years ago was the last time I had one of these, and I'm really interested to see how this one compares to that one. So let's start off by lifting it out of the box. Now I'll be honest and say I have already had this one out of the box yesterday because I wanted to fit the rear wing and the receiver battery and all of that stuff as well, just because it's easier doing it there than at here. So I have already had it out of the box. But we're going to lift it out of the box and then we're going to have a look at what you get in the box and inside the package. So on the Banggood website you can get this two options. You can either purchase it the car that comes with the transmitter and also the 6-volt receiver battery as well, or you can purchase the same package but without the receiver battery. So I went for the option without the receiver battery, and then I just bought my own suitable receiver hump pack for this one from rcmodelswithaz.co.uk. So first thing coming out then is the user manual. Okay, now with it being a petrol RC car, you're going to need to remove the spark plug at some point, so they've included a couple of tools there, Allen key, screwdrivers, etc. So you've got a nice little toolkit there. Inside this box is actually the battery charger. I have had a look at it and it does have a two-pronged plug, you know, a European plug or whatever, so you would need to use an adapter or buy a different charger. And of course you've got your user manual. Okay, so that's what we get there. Next thing coming out is the transmitter. So this comes with a 2.4 gigahertz transmitter. It's a pretty basic system. I think it's based off the FS, the Fly Sky platform. Obviously it's a wheel type transmitter, and on the top here you've got all of your trims, your settings, and all of the little bits there. Okay, so a nice little transmitter, and this one takes 4 AA batteries, which is nice to see these days because you need obviously less batteries, a little bit cheaper and less stuff to carry around. So it's nice that people are using the just 4 batteries now. Okay, and the last thing to of course get out is the car, so let's have a look. Okay, so here comes the car then. Look at the size of that. Put the box out of the way. As you can see, it's wrapped up very nicely within the plastic bag, so let's roll it out. Okay, so here it is then, 1/5 scale Rovan BAJA, and for those of you who don't know about these, this is basically a HPI BAJA clone, which is great because that means that all of the parts from the HPI version will fit onto this one. So maybe some of the plastic components aren't as good quality as HPI, and that's to be expected because this is a quarter of the price as the HPI one, but you can upgrade this or replace it with HPI parts. So I'm really liking the beautiful red colour of the body shell. It's in this beautiful red with the black flames, so I really like that. I love the tuned pipe on the rear as well. I really love the tuned pipe that we've got here. Looks really smart. Now I did, like I said, I had this out of the box yesterday, and the only things that we had to do were install the receiver battery. I had to pop on the rear wing, which was very simple, and I've also done a few modifications, just small things. So I've chosen to add on these shock socks here just to protect the shocks, and also this here. So I've chosen to add an air filter cover as well. So those are just a few little things that I've chosen to add just before I use the car, and I did that yesterday. Okay, so let's have a little look at the car then and the specification. Now I haven't done too much homework on this one. I kind of impulse bought it on Banggood website, so I didn't do too much info, but starting at the front then, we've got these big bore aluminium shocks. Like I said, I have chosen to pop on the shock socks, which I would recommend because it just protects the shocks from getting dusty and dirty and dirt penetrating through the seals. It's a 2-wheel drive buggy, okay, so it's only rear wheel drive, so these typically are a little bit more hard to control, especially on a loose surface such as dirt and dust, stuff like that. We've got mainly plastic components, strengthened plastic components on the front. The suspension is very nice. We've got this lovely fuel tank. Now this is obviously a 2-stroke, so that means you need to mix in your 2-stroke oil in with your fuel. Now while we're on that subject, they did actually include a 2-stroke mixing bottle, which wasn't good, so it leaked when I was trying to mix it, so I wouldn't recommend that. So I've actually purchased a much better quality one to do the fuel mixing. It's a massive fuel tank, and you can expect to get in excess of 45 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes on 1 tank of fuel. So the best thing about these kind of cars is you can just fill it up even before you leave home, and 1 tank will do the whole trip, you know. You don't need to keep filling up every 8 to 10 minutes like you do with a nitro. Here is the engine, so it's a 29cc engine, I believe. Yeah, 29cc engine, as I mentioned earlier, with this beautiful tuned pipe that comes out of the rear. We've got the pull starter there. We've got this plastic roll cage here that obviously protects the important spark plug, which is located just under there. So it's important that we make sure this is always in place. So I was looking online last night, there is an aluminium one of these that you could upgrade with, because I can foresee that being one of the weak points with this, certainly as it rolls over, but you know what, we'll see as we go along. And then towards the rear, we've got this rear spoiler, which I've configured with a couple of stickers that came supplied with it, and it looks really, really nice. So I think what we'll do now is I'm going to show you how easy it is to start. Like I said, I haven't started this. It will be its first start. In regards to the braking in procedure, you know, there isn't anything official really, but I'm going to let it just idle by itself for, say, you know, a quarter of a tank, half a tank, and then I will just drive it slowly for the remainder of that tank, and a couple of tanks after that, just take it easy. It's not like with the nitro where we're doing sort of heat cycling and, you know, 5 tanks, it's all a little bit rigid. With this, just need to take it easy. I am using a fully synthetic 2-stroke oil, so we're using a very good quality oil, so it might be a little bit smoky, but we'll see how it goes. So let's turn on the radio and just confirm that we've got the green LED showing there as well, and then I'm going to turn on the receiver. Now the receiver switch located just in here, can you see that? So we're going to flick that to the on position, and then I'm just going to check with the steering. So have a look here, just going to check the steering, left is left, right is right, and then the accelerator as well. We observe the carb opening here, making sure that that is looking good. Okay, and also the brakes. Use the brake, and wow, those are good brakes. Okay, so to start this one up then, it's pretty simple. Obviously we've already filled the tank. Next thing I'm going to do is just prime the engine. So here's the primer bulb down here. Just going to press it 1, 2, 3. And one more. Okay, and you can see now the primer bulb is full of petrol. This here is your choke. So when it's facing to this way, that means the choke is off. So I'm going to turn the choke on by pushing it down, and now we're ready to start the engine. So what I'm going to do is just pull the starter a few times until we hear the engine fire. Okay, and these generally are very easy to start, no need for igniter. These generally start up pretty easily. Okay, we heard it fire there, so now I'm just going to turn the choke off and pull it till it starts. And it pretty much is as easy as that with one of those things. Just like when you're using your lawnmower or your garden trimmer, they're very, very easy and generally very reliable as well. You see it's just sat there quite happily singing away. So I'm just going to let it sing for a little bit, just let it run in. In the next video what we'll do is we'll just do some on-road driving with it, a little bit of testing of it, a little bit of the braking as well, so stay tuned in for that, and of course the bashing videos to follow as well. If you like the video, please smash the thumbs up and hit the red subscribe button down below so that you can see the next videos coming soon. Thanks very much and bye for now.